Hello everyone and welcome back to Ruby Tarot. Thank you so much for always following and supporting this channel. The moment you come across this video is the perfect time for you to receive its message. On this channel, I always bring you insights about the events that are about to unfold in your life. When you open your heart and place your trust in positive possibilities, you are also aligning yourself with a parallel world, a realm where your desires have already come true. Today, through this tarot reading, I hope to help you unlock the potential paths that lie ahead and support you on your journey to embrace love and manifest your heartfelt wishes. In this reading, we will tune in to the guidance from unseen beings, your spiritual guardians who are always watching over and protecting you. The theme of today's session is the message your guardians want to send you right now. Let's discover it together. I have prepared 3 representative cards corresponding to Pile 1, Pile 2, and Pile 3. Please take a moment to listen to your intuition and choose the card that calls out to you the most. Then, click the timestamp in the video description to jump directly to your reading. Now, let's begin the session with those of you who have already made your choice. Hello to those of you who chose Pile 1. Thank you for waiting. Now, I will begin the reading dedicated to you. I hope that this reading brings you healing, new insights, and heartwarming moments filled with love. Today's theme is the message your guardians want to send you. To begin, I will convey the perspective of your guardians, the invisible beings who are always watching over you, regarding your current state. The first and clearest impression that comes through is this: you appear to be someone who has lived a life full of intense upheavals, as if you're constantly thrust into unpredictable situations, facing crises that strike without warning and without giving you a chance to prepare. There is a strong indication that you may have grown up in an environment that was far from nurturing, one that lacked the warmth, stability, or abundance that many others may have had. And I want to emphasize here, the sense of lack or deprivation is unique to each individual. So, if you have ever felt that you were less fortunate or lacked something essential, that feeling is absolutely valid and deserves to be acknowledged. Perhaps you didn't receive enough love or emotional support from your parents. Perhaps your access to education was limited. Maybe you were born with a frail body, or something else, whether visible or invisible, has always seemed to hold you back or obstruct your path forward. All of these challenges, in one way or another, have woven themselves into the fabric of your life journey. And your spiritual guardians want to let you know that they have been there, bearing witness to each hardship you've overcome, every single step of the way. When I drew more cards to clarify the message, a powerful theme emerged. There seems to be unresolved emotional pain, particularly in relation to your family, most notably with your mother. There might be an unhealed wound between you and her, something left unspoken, unprocessed, or unreleased. Alternatively, you may have grown up under the strict discipline of a perfectionist father, someone who held high expectations and demanded that you live according to a rigid standard, one that may have left little room for your own voice or emotional needs. These early conditions shaped the person you are today. And though they may have caused you pain, your guardians want you to understand that they have not been in vain. They have witnessed your resilience, your strength, and the quiet courage with which you've continued forward despite it all. And these things, the patterns from your childhood, seem to still be deeply imprinted in your mind to this day as an unhealed wound. This is the clear message that the beings protecting you want to convey, that they understand the silent pain you've carried with you, and they are still here, continuing to protect you on your healing journey. It seems that you carry a profound sense that those who should have been your support, your place of protection, have instead become the very ones who make you feel threatened or hurt, as if they are no longer allies but have taken on the shape of adversaries in your mind. As I continued to draw cards, a very clear image emerged. It appears that you have lived in an environment where expectations and standards were imposed upon you mechanically, a place where your true self, the essence, the very core of who you were born to be, was never truly recognized or valued. You may have once felt overlooked, dismissed, and that no one truly listened or confronted the emotional wounds you were carrying. Those scars, those infections in your soul, are still there, still existing, and have not truly been healed. The Queen of Cups card that I drew is a representation of you, a person with deep inner wisdom, rich emotions, and a heart full of love, yet having to hide the simmering pain within. Currently, you are striving every day to build your own life. And in order to do so, you may be challenging yourself with difficult circumstances. There are times when you choose to appear stronger than you actually feel or set high, tough goals for yourself, as a way to forge your character and prove to yourself that you can overcome everything. This is the resilient side of you, a quality that is truly admirable. But your guardians are also whispering to you that you don't always have to be so strong, that you don't need to push yourself all the time. Because they are still there, seeing you, understanding you, and always wishing to heal a part of your heart that the world has never touched with gentleness. The deeper reason behind all this pain, if this resonates with you, listen carefully, may lie in the fact that, since childhood, you have been viewed too simplistically by your parents or one of them, or perhaps both. Humans are not beings who can be understood merely through a few superficial traits. However, those you once hoped would be your support, the ones you wanted to open up to and rely on, never truly took the time to listen to the depth of your soul. They didn't see the truly rich and refined nature within you, nor did they seriously connect with your spirit. This has made it impossible for you to form a deep, close bond from the start of your life. Gradually, in your memories, those childhood moments have become faint, blurry, almost as if your very existence was perceived in such a fragile and weightless way. However, it is precisely from these deficiencies and emptiness that something very precious has been nurtured within you: imagination and creativity. The cards are showing that this very circumstance has shaped your independence of thought, your sensitivity and perception, and a unique outlook on life that not everyone possesses. And once you step beyond the confines of your family, entering the outside world, and becoming an adult, you begin to be recognized. The Emperor card appears as proof that you are someone who is respected by others, someone with influence. Your perspectives, the way you interpret life, make others feel intrigued, enlightened, and even inspired. Therefore, your guardians are sending the message that, no matter how much pain you have endured, it has contributed to shaping a very strong and valuable version of yourself in the present. However, alongside the recognition from society, they also see something quietly existing within you, a sense that you are still light, still have not truly found deep value within yourself. This is what your guardians are observing and want you to become aware of. Because, in truth, the journey of healing is not just about being recognized by others. It is also about learning to acknowledge and cherish yourself, with all your complexities, your wounds, and your very own unique shades. If the previous messages truly touched your heart, then continue listening to the next part. Now, we will explore the message that the guardians, the invisible beings, want to send to you. The first message comes through very clearly: light and darkness are one unified whole. And I will continue to draw more cards to clarify this further. There is something not easy to convey simply, but your guardians are saying that the circumstances you have experienced, the environment you grew up in, the people who were once closely tied to you, all of these things, even though they may seem distant and disconnected on the surface, have a deeper purpose for their existence. These people, these connections, exist in your life to highlight your unique sense of perception and identity. As I mentioned earlier, you may have felt that your loved ones, those who should have been your support, felt more like adversaries. But your guardians want to tell you, if they represent the darkness in your story, it is precisely because of them that your inner light could shine so brightly today. It may sound beautiful, gentle, but that does not negate the pain you have endured. Rather, on a deeper soul level, these experiences did not come to break you, but to deepen every layer of your emotions, intuition, and inner strength. Once again, the message is reinforced through the cards. Light and darkness always coexist, and only when they merge does your true self emerge fully. The abilities, intuition, and strength you possess today are the result of both the light and the darkness that have existed in your life. They are saying that it is the harmony between these opposing forces that truly creates you, a soul rich in depth, a person whose light has been forged through darkness. Earlier, we mentioned that no matter how much recognition you receive from society, there remains a part of you that struggles to fully accept it. And now, the guardians are emphasizing further that it is this societal recognition, the positive response from those around you as you step into the world, that is the truth, the clearest and most grounded proof of your value. Whether you believe it or not, it is still the truth. It is undeniable evidence of the worth you carry within yourself. They are whispering to you, you deserve to be recognized, and this recognition is not by chance, but a result of what you truly possess. At the same time, the guardians are also sending you a very gentle message. You don't need to become extreme. You don't have to fit yourself into a specific mold. Many versions of you can exist within, and all of them have value. For example, you may have thought, I must be strong. But strength doesn't have just one shape. Strength is not only about muscles or relentless willpower. It is also the ability to treat others with gentleness, the ability to control your emotions in order to prioritize the feelings of others. Strength can also be about compassion, patience, or the ability to choose silence at the right moment. So, if you have an idealized image of yourself, remember that this image is not just one-dimensional. It has many layers, many facets. And you can fully embrace all of those versions of yourself without needing to discard any of them. It seems that you often have a tendency to divide everything too strictly. As if in your inner world, every choice or feeling is categorized into two separate compartments, right or wrong, black or white. But your guardians gently remind you that life, emotions, and even people contain many more shades than that. And you don't have to choose just one side to become. The clear-cut sense of division between black and white within you may very well stem from past wounds. These scars have caused you to unconsciously seek a system to classify everything with clarity. However, the guardians are gently conveying a message. Between these two extremes, there exists a subtle gray area, an intricate shade of gray that you don't need to reject. This is a manifestation of the multifaceted nature of your being. It might sound somewhat confusing at first, but the deeper meaning is profound. You have been setting rigid standards for yourself, as if you must always be correct, always be refined, yet the scope of this refinement has been too narrow, too constricting. The Temperance card appears as a reminder to embrace harmony. The image of light and darkness, black and white, when no longer sharply divided but instead blended together, may create some murkiness, but it is this very impure layer of color that could lead you into a world that is far richer and more genuine. The guardians are saying that what you once viewed as differences, as impurities, when blended together delicately, can create something of great value for you. They call it a process of spiritual alchemy, where things that once seemed incompatible come together to give birth to something entirely new. For example, when you combine the deep consciousness within you, the very distinct, very subtle sense of perception, with the common sources of information in society, you can create unique perspectives, new methods, and even a path of your own that no one can replicate. The multi-layered nature within you, when accepted and integrated harmoniously, is the key to unlocking fulfillment. The guardians are here to remind you, you don't need to choose between one or the other. You can be everything and still be yourself. Whether it's a piece of information, a thought, or a viewpoint that you deem incompatible with you, trying to merge it with your current worldview can sometimes help you adjust your perception and open up an entirely new perspective. I know this is a bit hard to express in brief, so if the delivery seems a bit complex, I hope you understand that this is a deep message that cannot be neatly wrapped up in just a few words. In conclusion, what the guardians want you to do is, do not quickly close yourself off from something just because it seems wrong for you. Allow yourself to experience what is unclear, what is called the gray area, before you come to any conclusions. Because if you keep avoiding and framing everything in black and white, right and wrong, you will miss the subtle awakening moments that only this intermediate space can bring. In fact, what is more frightening than stepping into uncertainty is living a whole life without realizing the things that could have touched your heart. And this is what the guardians want you to engrave in your mind. Constantly avoiding, constantly hesitating, will prevent you from noticing the miracles that are waiting for you. If you've ever had thoughts like, I'm not good enough for this, or I'm definitely not capable of doing this, or even someone like me doesn't deserve this, it is these very limitations that are holding you back from the opportunity to discover your true potential. The guardians are gently encouraging you. Take a step beyond that boundary. Experience things to confirm for yourself. Don't quickly assign limits to yourself just because you fear making mistakes, fear failure. A simple and relatable example from everyday life, though it may seem small, could be like this. Imagine a beautiful and modern hair salon where both the staff and clients are extremely trendy and stylish. You've always wanted to step into that place but hesitate because you think it's not for you, you'll feel out of place, or they'll look at you as different. So you stand outside, looking in with longing and a bit of unease. But it is exactly in situations like this, if you dare to step beyond that boundary, dare to give yourself the chance to enter, you will discover something far more rewarding than the initial fear. And this is the spirit that the guardians are imparting. You deserve to be in any space that your heart desires, even when that land feels unfamiliar. There may be times when you think to yourself, am I making a mistake? Or, at this age, do I still have enough courage? If you've ever found yourself in such a situation, the guardians are reminding you, your heart spoke first. You are the one who felt drawn. So trust that initial feeling. Try stepping beyond the boundaries of things you've set for yourself, like, I'm not suitable, I'm not good enough, or I shouldn't do this. Because when you push past that threshold, you will realize, it turns out I can do it. Not only is it fine, but you will also discover a newer version of yourself. Going back to the simple example earlier, like a luxurious hair salon that made you feel hesitant, you may very well walk out of there with an amazing hairstyle, a new look that truly suits you, and a sense of confidence like never before. And life is just the same. There are opportunities that seem like they aren't meant for you, but when you dare to step in, you'll discover, it turns out I've always deserved it. So, if right now you have something that makes you hesitate, like a topic you often search for, then delete, then search again multiple times because you're unsure, then try stepping forward once. Let yourself experience it. There are so many trial services, experience courses, and trial activities available now, so why not give yourself the chance? Or, if you're thinking about starting a new direction, a new job, a business project, or even wanting to strike up a conversation with someone you feel you're not close to, then try. Pull that unfamiliar door closer and open it to see what's inside for you. The guardians are sending this message, live richly, through experiences. And it's from these experiences that you'll begin to truly accept the positive feedback from others, the kind of feedback that genuinely reflects who you are and your true value. When you allow yourself to live this way, the wounds in your soul, the old scars, the unhealed hurts, will gradually begin to heal. I'll conclude the reading for those of you in Group 1 here. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and support by liking the video. Your encouragement is a great source of motivation that helps me continue bringing new content. If something in this reading touched your heart, I'd appreciate it if you could leave a comment or a small symbol so I know the message has reached you. I always look forward to your comments, so don't hesitate to share your thoughts. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. I look forward to seeing you in the next readings. Hello, Pile 2. Thank you for waiting. Now, I will begin the reading for those of you who chose pile number 2. I hope this reading brings you healing, new insights, and moments filled with love. The theme of this reading is the message the guardians want to send to you. First, let's listen to the perspective of the guardians, the unseen entities who are always watching over you, on your current state. The cards are showing a very clear feeling. It seems that you've been operating at full capacity for an extended period. It's as if once you finish one task, another one immediately follows, and you just keep going, moving on to the next thing. It's like you're always running at full speed, with almost no moment to breathe. For you, it might feel like 24 hours in a day are not enough. Some people even don't get a full night's sleep. But the noteworthy thing is, you don't complain. It seems you've accepted this as an inevitable part of your current life, with the mindset, I need to do this. This is what I must face right now. The guardians also sense that you're walking with remarkable autonomy and alertness. You're not avoiding. You're not shying away from the tasks or challenges at hand. But at the same time, they see the exhaustion, both physical and mental, that is quietly building up inside you. The constant state of activity without rest has been going on for too long. However, it must also be affirmed that you're doing very well. There are no signs of stumbling or confusion. Everything is still progressing. You are still maintaining good control. But it is precisely because you are doing so well that you are being asked to carry even more, and this is gradually wearing you down. Another card appears, bringing with it the message of commitment. That even if you feel tired, fearful, or hesitant for a moment, this is the phase where you must dive in with full determination. There are times in life when we have no other choice but to accept what comes. And right now, you are in that very moment. The guardians are here, standing behind you, witnessing every quiet effort you are putting in. And they want you to know that you are not alone. You are heading in the right direction. But don't forget to give yourself a hug, even if no one else does it for you. Right now, you are in that phase where everything is being put aside, even your true feelings. The Knight of Cups card appears, showing something very clear. You are intentionally ignoring your personal emotions, your small desires for yourself, such as a well-deserved reward, a simple joy, and pushing them to the very bottom of your priority list. Why? Because you have placed such a large commitment on what you are pursuing. You have given your all, and that commitment is occupying the absolute priority in your mind. However, the guardians can feel very clearly. You are tired. And not just tired in the recent moment, but tired for quite a long time, and you are sensing that this state will continue. Perhaps within you, there has been the question, how much longer can I keep going like this? Or when will this end? But from the perspective of the guardians, they see that you are managing the waves of your life very well. You are not being swept away, you are the one riding the waves. They send you a message full of encouragement. If you continue to maintain this pace, the road ahead will open up even more. You're doing great, and you'll go even further. I drew another card to listen to the deeper feelings within you, and the card that emerged is the clearest image showing this. I want to rest. The card carries a message of exhaustion, the fatigue that has surpassed the limits of short breaks. It's not just about a few days of relaxation, but a longing to break free from the current cycle, at least for a moment, to truly breathe deeply, to recover both physically and mentally. You are pushing through. And yes, you are still doing well. But the guardians also want you to know, you do not need to wait until you are completely drained before allowing yourself to rest. Just because you are succeeding doesn't mean you have to pay the price with your own depletion. You deserve to stop for a moment, to listen to your heart, to embrace yourself. And then, when you return, you will not only continue your success, but you will do so with greater wholeness, peace, and health. In practical terms, yes, you are tired. But the feeling is not that you are being overwhelmed by storms or sudden upheavals. On the contrary, you are walking a path that aligns with yourself. It's just that every step feels heavy, as if two iron weights are tightly bound to your legs. Each step forward requires a tremendous amount of effort. It's a fatigue that accumulates, not panic. If you feel that these words reflect your state, then let's continue listening to the message the guardians want to send to you in this reading. The first thing they want you to know is, you will be fine. You are fully capable of completing everything you are carrying. You can be at ease. No matter how difficult the current phase may seem, you still have the strength to overcome it. They see a very powerful inner force within you. And not only that, they also say, there will be help, support from the outside coming to you. It might come from those who have been through something similar to what you are facing, or from those who have already achieved what you are striving for. You are not alone on this journey. But what's overwhelming you is that you are viewing all your current responsibilities as personal obligations that cannot be shared. It seems you think, if I don't try, everything will stop. I can't fall because if I stop, there will be no one to replace me. This very thought, though stemming from a strong commitment, has burdened you with a feeling of sadness, tinged with melancholy. But the guardians are sending you a message. Open your heart a little more. Accept the support. There are people who are genuinely ready to help you, and you don't have to carry the weight alone anymore. You are strong, but you also deserve to lean on others. And someone will step forward, gently saying to you, leave that, let me give you a hand. These people are the messengers of light being sent to you, so that you no longer have to bear everything on your tired shoulders. Therefore, the message the guardians want to send you is, you will complete everything faster than you think. The things you are worried about are actually already almost resolved. You don't need to be overly concerned anymore. The card shows, trust that everything will be okay. The final outcome will be favorable. Moreover, two cards representing balance have appeared, emphasizing the fact that you are standing in front of an opportunity, and whether or not you make the most of that opportunity will greatly influence the process of completing your current task. When it comes to making the most of it, you might feel a bit uncomfortable or think the word carries a sense of exploitation, but that is not the case. The guardians are saying that you absolutely have the right to receive help and support from those around you. And that is part of your journey in fulfilling your mission. For example, allow yourself to receive kindness from others. Accept what others are willing to offer you, whether it is advice, resources, or even an opportunity that has been handed back to you by someone else. They are also emphasizing inheritance, whether it's a responsibility, a position, a job, or even a spiritual legacy. You are being passed something, and you have the ability to receive and develop it in your own unique way. I will continue to draw more cards to clarify the message about inheritance and opportunity. And now, as I continue drawing, the card the world has appeared. This is a very clear sign that what you are facing will soon be resolved. In fact, from the perspective of the guardians, this is almost a done deal, a matter that has already been closed. Everything will soon fall into place, and even faster than you expect. However, once again, a card representing balance has appeared. This emphasizes the important message. Even though things on the outside may be settling well, the key still lies within you, that you will receive, integrate, and make use of it for your journey. The question here is, how much can you allow yourself to be gentler, more flexible? How much can you accept yourself? Because perfection does not only come from completing tasks, but also from how much compassion you can show yourself throughout the process. Another specific message being sent is this: when you are uncertain or standing at a crossroads, instead of placing your emotions at the forefront, prioritize your goals as number one. What you truly want to accomplish, what you deeply desire to achieve, that must be the starting point for every decision. Only then, once you've established that, should you return to check in with your emotions to see if your heart is in agreement, in order to adjust how you move forward. The guardians are reminding you that you seem to have a tendency to let emotions and personal conditions, such as self-doubt, fear of making mistakes, or the desire for perfection, overshadow your original goals. Because of this, there may have been times when you missed opportunities, overlooked something that could have served as a stepping stone for you. The image that comes to mind is of a staircase, where you could have climbed higher, gone further if you hadn't allowed your inner concerns to hold you back. It seems there have been things you've lost along the way, things that may have seemed small, but in reality, they were important pieces of the puzzle for your journey. The guardians do not blame you. They are simply inviting you. From now on, walk more clearly, more steadily. Put your goals first, and then let your emotions follow to guide you to the completion of your true self. You are a very kind person. This is very clear. At the same time, you may also be someone who finds it difficult to ask for help, or if someone offers assistance, you immediately feel pressured to repay them equally, or even more. However, what the guardians want you to understand is, if someone is supporting you right now, someone who appears at the right moment to offer a helping hand, it's very likely that they don't expect anything in return. They simply want to help, not to get anything in return. But if you still feel uneasy, still want to give something back, you don't need to give it back to the exact person who helped you. You just need to pass on that kindness to someone else when you can. When you help others with everything you have, even if it's the smallest thing, you create a new circle of energy, and that's enough to restore balance. Giving doesn't need to come back in a straight line. It can continue in a chain, spreading naturally. And in fact, it is precisely because you have lived with this spirit all along, being kind, always thinking of others, that now the universe is sending you opportunities and resources to help you achieve your goals. You deserve that. The guardians are also saying that at this moment, you should use every tool, resource, and opportunity available to serve your journey. Don't be shy. Don't hesitate. Of course, not every opportunity will come all at once. Things will come at the right time. But whenever you can, accept and use them with flexibility. Because you are entering a phase where, if you know how to use wisely what is given to you, the path ahead will expand significantly. And that, you absolutely deserve to receive. However, the most important message the guardians want to send to you right now is the one mentioned earlier. When someone helps you, supports you with their kindness, you don't need to immediately think about repaying them in equal or greater measure. You don't need to live under the pressure that you must repay that exact person to the exact extent. Instead, understand that, if at another time, in another circumstance, you use your own kind heart to help someone, no matter if it has nothing to do with the person who helped you, the circle of giving and receiving will still be completed in a meaningful way. Imagine a vast network covering the entire Earth, and you are a link in it. When you send out light in one place, that light will spread, and you will receive that same light from another place, in another way. The guardians are advising you to apply this wisely and gently in your life. Next, the card of choices has appeared, confirming that you are, or soon will be, faced with an important decision. And once again, the familiar message is emphasized. When facing a choice, don't let emotions, worries, or scattered thoughts guide you too quickly. First, ask yourself, what will bring me to my goal the fastest and most clearly? The goal here could be a project, a direction, a completion, or something you truly desire to achieve. Let that goal be the focal point, the first standard. When you do so, your options will naturally become clearer. Your emotions and thoughts will follow that direction, no longer confused or tangled. Wisdom doesn't lie in trying to measure everything. It lies in knowing how to ask the right question first. What is the most correct for my journey? When you do so, the answer will come naturally, smoothly, and completely. I will continue with the remaining messages from the guardians, starting with the green card in the center. This card symbolizes infinity. This card is telling you that, over time, you may have missed many opportunities, not because you weren't worthy, but because you chose not to embrace them. Whether you feel regret or not, the guardians want to remind you that by simply shifting your perspective, just a slight change in how you view the world, everything will begin to naturally return to a state of balance. As previously shared, every action, every opportunity, every help, all belong to a larger cycle that is constantly flowing. In that flow, you don't need to separate yourself or stand outside of it. All you need to do is reach out, and the flow will accept you, taking you to the place you truly belong. The guardians are also telling you, you don't need to try to give up anything or reject the good things coming your way just because you're unsure if you deserve them. The fact that doors are opening in front of you is a clear sign that You are worthy of them. The Four of Wands card, symbolizing safety, stability, and joy, appears to remind you that if you are in doubt, confidently choose the path that makes you feel the most at peace and secure. Do not hesitate. Do not falter. That door is already open. That door is waiting for you to step through. You don't need to think too far ahead about things like, if I accept this, what do I have to do in return? Or what will others think? Or am I making the right choice? Or do I deserve this? All of those thoughts are unnecessary chains that bind you. If something has come to you, has opened up, has appeared right before you, then it is meant for you. You don't need to doubt it. You don't need to read into hidden meanings. You don't need to question whether this is a trap or some kind of mistake. Believe that good things will come at the right time and to the right person. And this time, that person is you. Right now, yes, you are very tired. This has been felt clearly from the start of the reading. But just as the first message from the Guardian said, you are skillfully riding the waves, and you are gradually moving toward true success and growth. Therefore, they emphasize, don't shrink back, don't live too cautiously. Any opportunity that comes your way, take it. The Four of Wands card not only symbolizes stability and safety, but also carries the meaning of celebration, joy, and praise from the universe. It clearly shows that the things you are doing, the challenges you are facing, the burdens you are carrying, will lead you to the exact place you desire. That destination is closer than ever. In fact, the Guardians are also saying that good things have already started to appear around you, such as congratulations from others, gratitude from someone, or plans for a new journey that are beginning to take shape. Therefore, they want you to keep moving forward with confidence. If there is something you can glide through, if there is an opportunity you can climb, don't hesitate. You are carrying within you enough energy, enough inner strength to master any situation. Even though you may be feeling tired, it does not mean you are weak. As long as you know how to wisely utilize what is coming to you and take control of your life, you will quickly reach the point of true rest, a place where you can relax, let go, and enjoy the fruits of what you have sown. I will conclude the reading for Group 2 here. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to support me. Your encouragement is a great source of motivation for me to continue bringing more meaningful readings. If anything in today's messages touched your heart, leave a comment or simply a small symbol to let me know that it truly connected with you. I always cherish every share and look forward to hearing your thoughts. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. I look forward to seeing you in the next readings. Hello, Pile 3. Thank you for your patience. Now, I will begin the reading for those of you who have chosen Pile number 3. I hope this reading will bring you healing, new insights, and moments filled with love. The theme is the message that the Guardians want to send to you. First, I will connect with the energy of the Guardians, the invisible entities that have always been watching over you, to listen to their perception of your current state. The first message that comes through is very clear. You are in the process of purification. This purification might manifest in physical form, like cleaning up your living space, throwing away old things, or refreshing your daily routine. But it could also be a deeper form of purification, such as reassessing your relationships, cutting ties with connections that no longer serve you, or releasing the invisible burdens that have weighed you down for so long. From the energy that is present, I clearly sense that you have a strong desire to feel lighter, to break free from the feelings of suffocation and stagnation. You want to be cleansed from within, as if something has been stuck in your soul, and now you wish to rid yourself of it completely. The Guardians believe that this is not happening by chance. Perhaps recently, you have experienced an event that left you deeply hurt, and most likely, this event involves a person or a specific relationship. You may have been betrayed by someone. It could have been someone who was once close to you, someone who was important to you, but who has now let you down deeply. And now, all you want is to create distance. You may have blocked contact, deleted their details, or simply withdrawn from shared spaces. If this resonates with you, you're not alone. The Guardians are witnessing and understanding each step you are taking, and they are gently sending you a message of recognition that you are doing the right thing. You are healing by cutting ties with toxic attachments, allowing space for a new version of yourself to emerge. It seems that you have truly gone through something very difficult, a situation that may have involved arguments, conflicts, or some form of injustice from someone in a personal relationship. And from that event, not only were you hurt, but you also fell into a state of complete exhaustion, as if your emotional energy was drained by what happened. From the Guardian's perspective, they sense that you are struggling not only with the situation itself, but also with the emotional aftermath. Your emotions seem to be out of control. Perhaps it's an anger that can't be suppressed, or a sadness that swells up at the moments when you need to stay calm the most. You may have tried to stay composed, but then the tears just kept flowing, or the feeling of being offended and hurt made it impossible not to want to fight back, even momentarily thinking about giving the other person a lesson. Not only are you hurt by others, but you are also exhausted with yourself, having to deal with emotions that are too large, too intense, and uncontrollable. And because of this, you yearn to cleanse, to break free from everything so that you can return to a state of peace, to feel lighter once more. The guardians are saying that what you are feeling is completely normal. They are not judging you. They are not stopping you from feeling hurt, angry, or disappointed. They are gently reminding you that you have been pushed to your limits by a collapse in trust. A relationship you once trusted, once placed your expectations in, is no longer the same. That broken trust may have left you feeling directionless, not just in that specific relationship, but it may also have caused you to doubt other connections in your life. And because of this, the current process of purification, though painful, is also the first step toward entering a deeper healing phase, where you can regenerate your inner world and rebuild emotional boundaries for yourself. A deep emotion has just surfaced, as if you are asking yourself, when did they start lying to me? When was I being exploited? And when did I start deceiving myself? It's a lingering pain, a feeling as if the sincerity within you, the purest and most honest part of your heart, has been ruthlessly trampled on. You may feel as though your trust has been betrayed, your innocence exploited. A bitter resentment, not only for the other person, but also for yourself for trusting too much, for not realizing sooner. And then the Wheel of Fortune card, along with the Hermit, appeared. This is a deeply profound pair of cards, as if the scattered points in your story have now been connected. What once felt vague, uncertain, has now become a clear truth. Perhaps you've just gone through a painful moment of enlightenment, where everything you once doubted suddenly became too clear to deny. You may have discovered the entire truth. And that truth has left your heart cold, because it's not just a loss from the outside, but a collapse from within, a deep disappointment in people, in trust, and in yourself. That's why, right now, you are undergoing a deep cleansing of your soul, a complete release of everything that no longer belongs to you. And the guardians, the entities who have always been watching over you, are sending you a gentle yet powerful message. You are on the right path. Although you may not feel it at this very moment, this entire painful process is leading you to a higher, stronger version of yourself. They compare you to a seed breaking open, and it is that crack that marks the true beginning of life. What you've just gone through may have been the peak of darkness, but from that very darkness, a new cycle is beginning to unfold, full of opportunities and profound awakening. If you have ever been hurt by a relationship, and what has been happening recently relates to you, then continue listening to the next part, where the guardians will send a direct message to your heart. The Wish card has appeared. And right after that, the World card. As I continue drawing more cards, they are painting a clear picture. You are still trapped in the pain from a past relationship. Those wounds are still lingering in your heart, not yet healed. However, the guardians once again emphasize that what was once considered a disaster is now gradually becoming a turning point, transforming into a blessing. The Wish card represents fulfillment. Something you have longed for is drawing near. Along with that, the cards of stability, light replacing the darkness, and a shift to a new level. All of these are appearing together. This shows that you are not only healing, but you are about to enter a radiant and more mature phase than ever before. The guardians are sending a message. Instead of continuing to look back at the past and what the other person has caused, shift your focus to the future, to the new connections that are waiting for you. What is important right now is this. You need to clearly define what you truly desire in a new relationship. What kind of affection do you want? What about sincerity? Support, companionship, sharing, what do you want? Turn your gaze forward, where good things are approaching, rather than keeping your mind stuck in the old, dark place. Right now, you may be feeling emotionally out of control. At times, overwhelming sadness rises, while other times, anger surges uncontrollably. Even if you're not thinking about revenge, you may still imagine situations like, if I say this, will it hurt the other person? If I do this, how will they react? It is these thoughts, these endless assumptions, that are keeping you bound to the negative energy of the past. The guardians gently remind you, do not let the hurts of others turn you into a version of yourself you don't want to become. You don't need to imagine anything else. Good things, truly, are ahead. And you, yourself, are the one who deserves to walk through that door. In fact, all of us will eventually go through phases like these, times when we are insulted, betrayed, or blatantly exploited. These are experiences that make us feel extremely angry, disappointed, and in pain. And if you are in that state right now, it is completely natural. I have also gone through such emotions, so I understand, even though my own situation isn't important right now, but because I've been hurt before, I can empathize with you even more. When you are hurt by someone you once trusted, someone you once placed your goodwill in, anger is completely understandable. You may think, I'm stuck in these emotions, but what can I do? I'm really angry. And that's not wrong. However, the guardians, and even my own experience, believe that continuing to pour energy into those negative emotions is completely unhelpful. They don't bring healing, nor do they create any positive outcomes. On the contrary, they pull you into an exhausting and aimless loop. The people who have done wrong to you, if that is their true nature, will eventually behave badly with others as well. And the cycle of life will make them face what they have sowed. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to retaliate. You don't need to prove anything. What you need to do right now is return to yourself and ask, who do I want to become in the future? What kind of people do I want to connect with? What kind of environment do I want to step into, where I am respected, recognized, and allowed to be myself? Allow yourself to begin imagining. Let the image of a better life be born in your mind. Because that visualization, when paired with specific actions, will create a powerful force that pulls you out of the dark reality you are in right now. For example, when you are about to step into a stressful situation, you can gently tell yourself, I will be okay. At the same time, visualize a version of yourself handling everything steadily, calmly, and confidently. Just by doing that, you have entered a state similar to light meditation, where your mind is no longer pulled by the past, but is instead guided by a brighter future. You don't need to win in the old story. You just need to regain control of your own story from this moment forward. In fact, to enter a state like meditation, a state where you can deeply connect with yourself and let go of the external turmoil, you need a strong belief in yourself. And that is not always easy, especially when you are overwhelmed by intense, heavy emotions. However, the guardian spirits are sending you a very clear message. The intense emotional energy you are experiencing right now, if properly transformed, can become an incredibly powerful force to propel you into a new, more positive journey. There may be emotions that you yourself want to reject, to deny, because they feel too dark and too uncomfortable. But you can absolutely choose to redirect them. Instead of letting yourself be overwhelmed, you can turn them into strength. Because your nature is one of purity, a soul that cherishes peace. And because of that, you should not allow the past or your wounds to harden you, to make you cold, or to pull you into unnecessary battles. The guardian spirits are saying, channel all of your current energy and emotions into a decision to purify, not to forget, but to renew. Focus on what you truly want to do to heal yourself. Perhaps it is building new connections, perhaps it is starting to care for yourself again, learning something new, or taking action to elevate your life experience. All of these are forms of purification, where you not only shed old energy but also upgrade your own version of yourself. And then, the World card appears, once again confirming that it is time for you to leave the past behind. It is time to stop following that person, stop asking why, stop being drawn into that pain anymore. You may have tried to let go already, and if you still find yourself occasionally being pulled back, that's not wrong. There will be days when you feel choked up again, when your chest feels heavy. But that doesn't mean you're heading in the wrong direction. Just remember, every time you choose to return to yourself, it's one step closer to true healing. And you are not alone on that journey. And those emotions, anger, difficulty in letting go, even deep insecurity, are not wrong. The guardian spirits do not condemn you for these emotions. They're not telling you that you cannot be angry, cannot feel pain, or cannot doubt. What they are trying to convey is simply this: you don't need to prove anything anymore. You don't need to show anything to the other person. You don't need to go back and burn yourself again with old flames. Everything will eventually be completed, not by your actions, but by the natural flow of things. In the future, it will be you who is fully liberated. The World card appears to affirm, a cycle has ended. And that ending will lead you to a more complete, freer, and peaceful state. This card represents a complete flow, where everything is realigned according to the direction you desire. It shows that the negative energies born from that painful relationship will be processed, released, and dissolve, but not necessarily through revenge or confrontation on your part. You don't need to go back to carry more wounds. You don't need to go back to the place that once caused you pain. The guardian spirits want to remind you, you don't need to hold on to everything anymore. What needs to be completed, the universe is taking care of it for you. What you need to do now is simply step out of that space and step into the part of life that you truly deserve to live in safety, serenity, and love. If this reading truly resonates with you, if you have been betrayed, treated unfairly, I hope you can understand that. Instead of letting your mind constantly revolve around the person who hurt you, shift all of that attention and energy toward yourself. Invest fully in your own abilities, potential, and true self. That is the most right thing you can do for yourself. This is something I have learned personally through my deepest wounds. And I sincerely want to send you this message. You deserve to live a complete life, not because of anyone who has treated you badly. I will draw another card, and just as expected, it affirms once again that you don't need to do anything at all. In this world, energy always operates in a closed circle. What others sow, sooner or later, it will return to them. It's like, over there the sky is raining, and somewhere else, the rainbow is appearing. You don't need to be the one to punish anyone. You don't need to worry about whether they will face consequences, or if they will get what they deserve. Those things will naturally be arranged according to the laws of life. What you need to do is one simple thing. Return to yourself. Focus on your own journey, on your growth, on the future you truly want to live. Depending on the nature and depth of the wound, some may need 1 year, 2 years, or even longer to heal. And if you are someone on that journey, that's okay. What matters is not how long it takes, but that you are still moving forward. And that right there, is the greatest courage of all. Something just flashed through my mind. Perhaps you are not only hurt because you were personally offended, but also because someone has harmed those you deeply care about, like your children, family, or a close loved one. If that's the case, then your feelings are definitely no longer simply about pain. They have become a wave of anger with incredibly powerful energy. I can understand that because I too have thought, if I am the one who is hurt, then maybe I can endure it. But if it is someone I love, I probably wouldn't be able to stay calm. So if you are carrying a wound like that, then perhaps what I share here may sound too gentle, too simple. And you may have thought, what do others know about my pain? I don't want to stand in the position of someone who fully understands your pain, because no one can truly comprehend everything you've been through. But I want to share this, from the bottom of my heart. In this world, everything operates in a circle of energy. And sooner or later, whatever someone causes, whether they realize it or not, will find its way back to them in some form. What you cannot do, what you don't need to do, the universe will do for you. As I look back at the cards, I suddenly realize there is a connection between them, like a small rainbow. The colors spread gently as if saying, the rain will pass. And the land after the rain is the most fertile place for the seeds to sprout. I also just noticed a special detail on one of the cards, a beautiful green eye, the first time I've noticed it. It seems like a reminder. Someone is watching. Someone sees. Someone understands. Even though you may feel alone, misunderstood, or lost, the guardian spirits are still watching over you. There are things you don't need to say, just by feeling them, they already understand. And they're sending you this message. You are not alone. You've done really well. And everything will be healed. Perhaps that beautiful green eye is the gaze of the guardian spirit who is always watching over you. And they're whispering something very clear. In this world, no one can escape the law of cause and effect. No one can run away from the results created by the causes they have sown, whether the outcome is positive or negative. This message is strongly affirmed through the 2 cards just now. Every action, every thought, every energy creates a corresponding response. It is not punishment, but a natural balance. And that balance is gradually returning to you, fairly, at the right time, and deservedly. But truly, every person has a dark side within them. However, I also understand that there are people whose darkness seems to go beyond the limit, to the point where you may ask yourself, is this person even human anymore? People who hurt you so deeply that you can't understand how they could do such a thing. But, as the next card confirms, energy always circulates. And you are the one who always knows how to be grateful, always shares happiness, always spreads goodness to others. Because of that, you will receive what you truly deserve, not from the old people, not from the place that once hurt you, but from the universe, from the new journey, from the relationships, environments, and opportunities you are about to enter. You may have once thought, why do I have to endure something like this? But the guardian spirits are saying, from those very experiences you have gained insights. things you would never have seen clearly if you hadn't gone through that pain. It could be an awakening, the boundaries you needed to set for yourself, the true value you truly deserve, or the way you've learned to love yourself more instead of just giving endlessly. You are stepping out of the darkness, and light is waiting for you ahead as a reward that is not only well-deserved but also very profound, very personal for you, the one who has suffered, who has forgiven, and still holds a gentle heart. The realizations you gain after everything, whatever they may be, will certainly carry a unique color for each person listening to this reading. Some may realize how they should show up in a relationship. Some may learn how to face their own emotions. Some, for the first time in a long while, may truly recognize their own worth or see the value of someone important in their life. And you, the one who has had the courage to face these things, the one who can be honest with your heart to learn, to understand, to grow, you are the one that the universe is preparing to give what you truly deserve. Because everything operates in a circle. And I must emphasize again, energy is always cyclical. The wish card, the symbol of wishes coming true, has appeared. Although this is not a card of luck falling from the sky, it is a message that only those who have put in the effort, who have lived with sincerity, who have given love, kindness, and compassion, can truly touch what they desire in a profound way. You, the one who has continuously given beautiful things, who has quietly spread love, are being led to opportunities that could turn your wishes into reality. These opportunities will appear as gifts of fairness, as a response to everything you have quietly sown. So, what is the wish currently in your heart? Write it down, not just because I'm asking, but because you deserve to hear your own heart's voice. And if something in this reading resonates with you, touches you, then gently receive it as a reminder from the universe. And if it doesn't quite feel right for you, that's okay too. Just let it pass by, like a soft breeze. I'll conclude this reading for those of you who chose pile 3 here. If what I shared has been useful for you, or simply if you found it interesting, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button to support me. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch until the end of the video. I wish you a peaceful and lucky day. I look forward to seeing you in the next readings.